Welcome everyone. This is P. Ramesh, working in Department of Computer Science, BSc. This video is about Applet Lifecycle, and this is for second year students who are in semester 3. The main objectives of this class is to explain the life cycle of an applet, to explain about predefined methods like init, start, stop, destroy from applet class, and we also demonstrate by writing a Java program to implement applet lifecycle. Hello everyone. In this session, we will be seeing applet lifecycle. The applet lifecycle includes initialization state, running state, idle state, and destroy state. Hello. Now we will be seeing about applet lifecycle. Before going to applet lifecycle, let me take an example of a browser which will help us to understand in a better way about the applet lifecycle. See what exactly applets are about. Applets are mainly used for to display an information on internet, that is to create web pages, and ultimately a web page to be displayed you require a browser. So this is the browser here, and you can see there are two tabs right now. One tab is showing about WhatsApp, and one tab is empty right now. And I can even open one more tab of my choice. I can click here about something like Java T Point, a wonderful website to get good knowledge in Java. This is this, and even I can switch back to one more tab which is empty. Here I can talk about something like Python tutorial. I say Python tutorial. Yeah, Python tutorial is here. So I'm going for something like W3 schools. You can see one page is talking about Python and one page is talking about tutorials point. Now I'll go to applet lifecycle here, and I will switch to again that browser in between. I will take this browser as an example while explaining about applet lifecycle. Coming to applet lifecycle, you can see uh, there are some stages in applet lifecycle. Stages in applet lifecycle. Like first one is born state. Born state. Number two, running state. And number three, idle state. And number state, STATE, right? And number four, dead state. So the point here is this initialization state, and that is born state is also called as initialization state. Initialization starting. The initialization state and dead state will happen only once. So note the initialization and dead state happens only once in the life cycle of applet. And coming to running state and idle state, it can be happen n number of times. Running state and idle state is can state an applet can be in running state or idle state n number of times. Very important point, whenever the applet is running means it will be visible by browser. Okay, so now let me tell in clear about initialization, running, and idle and dead state with this browser example. You can see here, if I click here, a new tab will open. This is called initialization state, and also as this page is viewable to me, it is also in running state. So once initialization is done, then automatically running state will also be followed. So initialization state followed by running state. Yes, you can see this. But when I open this page, this tutorials point and Python and WhatsApp are in passive. To say exactly, now if you see the Python tutorial is in active, that means this Java T point, this new tab and WhatsApp are in passive. So now this Python tutorial is in active state, that is running, and the remaining three tabs are in idle state. If I click to tutorials list Java point, then Python tutorial and this new tab and WhatsApp became passive. They are idle state. So now I can go back to Python tutorial, and when I click here, this Python tutorial will come back from idle state back to running state. Now tutorial list as well as new tab and WhatsApp move are in idle state. Now I can make this tutorial list again running state. This Python tutorial to idle state. Tutorial list to running state. So I can switch from idle state to running state and vice versa. Now the point here is when if you see right now Java, right now you can see this tutorial is Java T point is in active state. Python tutorial is in idle state. Idle state does not mean that it has completely removed. In a applet, I can call this a web page is an applet. An applet will be destroyed only once. You can see here. When I click here, it's lost completely. That a web page completely disappearing means destroy. An applet viewable means running. An applet slightly its control is moved to another web page, then it will be in idle state. Now coming to here, in this life cycle, we are having some predefined methods like start, paint, stop, start, destroy, and init method. All these methods are available from the applet package. Java dot. There is a predefined class called applet class in applet package. This is the applet class which is in applet package, which is again a sub package of Java. This applet class is having some predefined methods like init method, which is used for initialization. That is, it is used for the applet to born, applet to born. That is initialization. Okay, the moment initialization means the CPU. That means the CPU has taken your program and it will start running. That means it is running immediately. After initialization, you will be in running state. The running state will be done by using a method called start. So in detail, if I has to talk, init method followed by start method will be called. Start means you are seeing the web page. If you are seeing means it's already started, right? So now number 3, idle state. Idle state means the applet is temporarily lost its control. That means you move from the present web page to another web page. So if I use the word web page, that means I'm talking about applet only. If I call about dead, that means if an applet is called, the dead method is called. If an applet is destroyed, the dead method is called. If an applet is if the applet loses the control, then idle method is called. If the applet is gained the control and is being displayed, it is start. And very important point, whenever the applet is running, that is the start method is called, the start method internally calls paint method, because paint method is used to display the content on the web page. So in a summary way, I can say init method will be called only once. That is, applet will be started once and killed once. But the applet start means it is running. If the applet is running means it is viewable. If it is has to be viewable, then it is the work of paint method. The paint method is in turn called by start method. When the applet is losing the control, then idle method is called. This is the life cycle of an applet. Now we'll see through a program. Now we'll be seeing how to write our first applet program. The first thing is we have to import the required packages. In this case, the packages are applet package and AWT package. As applets are graphical applications supported by a predefined package called AWT. AWT stands for Abstract Window Toolkit. I'll go for a user-defined class, say Applet Lifecycle. Okay, and I say extends applet, and make sure that you have to use the access specifier public before a applet. The reason these applets will be executed by browsers, and browsers are not a part and parcel of your Java. When a third-party tool is accessing your class, if it is to be accessed properly without any problem, then the privilege public must be used so that the browser can access your applet. Now, in this total applet lifecycle, I will be using a string. So I take a variable like string, I name it as something like x, and I will initialize to empty string. Now, as I said, there will be some predefined methods in applet lifecycle, and I will now override all those methods. Coming to the first method is public void init method, initialization method, and here, and one more method, public void start. These are all predefined methods from applet class. So I'll do one thing, I'll decrease the font size. Okay, fine. And now I'll go for one more method. Init start, I'll go for stop. Okay, right now I'm not writing the code. I will write, okay, public void destroy. So this is a very easy program, and easy program, even exam also a very easy program. Finally, I use paint method, as I said, to display something on the screen, especially web pages, that is through applet. You have to use paint method. You cannot use system.out.println here. This paint method is a predefined method from component class, which takes graphics as parameter. So this graphics is a predefined class. And now, okay, so I will do one thing here. I say g.drawString. G.drawString. Yes, I want to draw a string on the applet. So here I am expected to pass three parameters. The first parameter is the string itself. As in the above case, I have taken a variable x. I will pass here x, followed by coordinates. The coordinates may be something like 90, 90. Okay, fine. So now what I'll do is, here init method, what I'll do is, here I'll just add a statement like x equal to x plus inside init method. As this is init method. Fine. Okay. Next I say x equal to x plus inside start method. Okay, fine. And next I say here inside stop method. Fine. Here I said inside destroy method. Okay, fine. And you can see in the draw string I am passing x only. Here I have used only one variable x, where the same variable x is being used in all methods. Now, first I'll run the program and later I'll explain the output. And you know that to run this applet, I should compile, of course, and I should also create a web page, that is HTML page. So rather than creating two different programs, one is .java and one is .html, I can add the HTML code here itself, which is placed inside a comment. And you know that we have to use tags to create a web page. Here, as my web page is related to applet, I use a tag called applet, which will be having properties like code, whose value will be the class name itself. So here I go for applet lifecycle. Fine. I go for width, something like 400, height, something like 400. And finally, I was supposed to close this applet. Fine. Okay. And now I save this program here. So I'm saving in a place called programs. Okay, I create a new folder called applets. Okay, and I save this here. The program name is Applet Lifecycle. So Applet Lifecycle .java. Fine, everything's fine. I'll compile this program. Okay, I'm supposed to go to this folder applets. Okay, CLS. I go for dir directory. As the program is available. I say Java C. Actually, I did some mistake here. I was supposed to specify the applet width, height, etc. So here I should also mention applet code. Here I should say width, height. Yeah, sorry, I mentioned. Yes, I had done width and height. Fine. That means the screen size is 400 rows and 400 columns width. On that, I want to display something at column 90 and row 90. This is the place where the message should be displayed on a screen size of 400 width and 400 height. So I think I have done everything fine, everything exactly as per expectations. So this is my program. I compiled, something went wrong. Yes, at 14th line I was supposed to put two double quotations, but I kept one more. So I give some space here. It's an empty string. I'll go for compilation. Yes. Okay, fine. Now I'll run the program, and you know that I cannot use Java because this is not a Java program. This is a special program. These special programs will be run by a special program called Applet Viewer, which is part and parcel of your Java software. Now I execute this program. Applet tag requires height attribute. I missed something here. So with the here you can see height spelling is wrong. HEIGHT. You're fine. Now I'll compile the program. Okay. Okay, fine. I run the program. Yes, you can see the applet is being shown. This is a web page. Here you got the output inside init method, inside start method. I said init method will be followed by start method. That means the control went to init method, then start. So now now I'll give the exact difference between init and start. If your program is ready for execution, and is waiting in the RAM, then it is called initialization state, but not yet processor has selected it. Once the processor selected it and running, it is called running. I repeat again, if your applet is waiting for the processor inside the RAM, it is called initialization. If your program is moved from RAM to processor and currently running, it is called running state. So for the processor to execute, first it should come into the RAM. That coming to the RAM is called initialization. Right. Now if I minimize it, that means I lost the control. That is idle state. Again back to from if I again select it, it again comes to running state. Again if I minimize, idle, back. If you see the output in this, if you see this output here inside init method, you can see it will be displayed only once. But inside start will be called n number of start here, start here, start here. Similarly, stop here, stop here. That means you minimize, stop it will be called. When you maximize, start method will be called. When you close, only once the destroy method will be called. Now I will show you the how I got the message like init method, start method. I'll explain the program. Now if you see this, if I copy this program here in the paint, okay, let me copy this. This is your applet program. Yes, fine. Okay, I missed paint grab. I missed sorry, I missed here the paint. Okay, I should just copy the statement. That's all. So what I'll do is here I'll paste this. Fine. Okay. Now please see this. So I have taken a variable of type of x of what type string. So I take a variable. Let I take this whose name is x. Fine. And here I'm writing something like because at this point, if I start from here, there is nothing. That is, this is null. Nothing is there. Now the moment when the applet, when I say the command prompt, when I say Java, so I say applet viewer, I say applet lifecycle dot Java. The moment when I say this applet viewer will try to execute this program, and you can see in the above. Actually, I didn't copy it. There is a code like this. So this code is saying that please create a screen and embed and add this applet lifecycle, and the screen size is 400 width and 400 height. So the moment when I say like this, a screen will be created. Let the screen size be say 400 rows and 400 columns. This is 0 to 399, and this is 0 to 399. You can imagine say combination of rows and columns. So 0, 1, etc. Sorry, this is 1, and this is something like 388. So this is the screen as specified here, as specified by you only. And next, now coming to this, when I say like this, the screen is ready. The moment your program is ready, means it is moved to RAM. RAM means this method will be called. First init method will be called. What is the code here? X plus inside init method. What is X? X is empty. Yes, X is empty. Now this empty string will be added to inside init method. So the now empty plus inside init method is inside init method. So inside init method will be called in, it will be placed in X. That is, I write here inside init method. I call it as inside init method. I say INIM. And now when now you, that means init method is called, as I said, from RAM it will move to CPU. The moment the CPU is executing your applet, means the CPU will execute this part. That is in start method. Now what is start method? X plus inside start method. What is the value of X? X is inside init method plus inside start method. That means now the inside init method plus inside start method will be concatenated. That means it will be combined and it will be stored in X. That is, the output is inside init method followed by inside start method. I call it as ISM. And do remember, I said a very important point. If the applet is running, means it will be visible by the browser. If it is visible by the browser, means the automatically the paint method will be called. Every time if you are seeing something, paint method is called. So now paint method is saying that I will draw the string. The string is what? X. What is the value of X? Inside init method, inside start method. And you are saying to print at 90th column, 90th row. This is column and this is row. Do remember. So 90th column means something like 0, 1, something like 90. This is 90. Something row means something like here. So here you will be printing, if this is 90, imagine the intersection point of column and row is here. Here you print inside the value of X. What is the value of X? Inside init method, inside start method. Good. Now in this process, let us imagine you have minimized this. Minimized means immediately which method will be called? Stop method will be called. There is idle state. What is the code in the idle state? That is stop method. X plus inside stop method. What is the value of X? Inside init method, inside start method plus inside stop method. So X, now the value of X is inside init, inside start method, inside stop method. Okay, now again you try to activate it. Activate means again start method will be called. Now what is the code here? X plus inside start method. What is the value of X? Inside init method, inside start method, inside stop method, stop method plus inside start method. So the output is inside init method, inside start method, inside stop method, inside start method. Let me write in a clear way so that you will not have any confusion here. So here the output will be inside, I say I for inside, I say stop right clearly, stop method. Then followed by inside start method, I say start method. So the every time I said, whenever it is running in start method will be called, and you're trying to start with whenever you're seeing any web page means paint method will be called. So here you're trying to print x. What is the value of x? Inside init, inside start method, inside stop method, inside start method. So now the output will be inside init, inside start, inside stop, inside start. Again you minimize, inside stop. Again you maximize, inside start, and it will be displayed. So in this way, whenever you run it, that means this method will be called and wait method will be called. Whenever you minimize, this method will be called. Again, when you maximize, this method will be called. In turn, this method will be called. Sorry, I think I run a wrong thing. Not this method. This is destroy. I am supposed to talk about this method, stop method. Stop method will be called always when you minimize. Start method will be always called when you gain the control back. And destroy method will be called only when you close the window like this. So this is about applet lifecycle. So you minimize, idle, that is stop. Maximize, start followed by paint. Minimize, stop. Maximize, start followed by paint. If you see, init method will be only called once. If you can see init is there, if you see carefully, elsewhere, anywhere, you can't find init method. But you can find start methods repeated several times, stop method repeated several times. Yes, start is there. That is you are seeing. Stop, it means minimized. Again start, that is maximized. Stop, minimized. Start, maximized. Stop, minimized. Maximized, minimized. You are right now seeing that is the real start method. So when you close, that is destroy. So hope you understand. Thank you. And finally, at a conclusion phase, I want to tell what so far we have discussed. What is applet, the life cycle of applet, the methods which we are using this applet. The class applet is from applet package. The very important methods of applet lifecycle is init, start, stop, destroy. Do remember, paint is not part of applet lifecycle, but when you are seeing an applet means it is displaying something. To get something displayed, the paint method is called. Paint method must be called. Paint method takes three parameters: the string to be displayed, the coordinates on the screen where the string should be displayed. Hope that you understood. Any queries, you can contact me. Thank you. Finally, coming to the summary, we have learned the life cycle of an applet. We have learned about init method, start method, stop method, destroy method of applet class. As we know that init method is for doing the initialization part of applet. Start is used to run the applet. Stop is used to temporarily suspend the applet. Destroy to completely kill the applet. And finally, we also demonstrated the above methods, that is about life cycle and its stages through a program. So hope you understand. Thank you for listening.